Hey guys, it's Nicole, and I'm coming at you this evening with something that I know is on all of our minds, as it is now the middle of November and the holidays are quick approaching us. I know for me and for lots of people I'm talking to, something that's on our mind is how are we going to get through the holidays without gaining weight? So I've been going through and doing just some looking online for some different tips to see if the thoughts that I were having about how I was going to avoid it were in line with what was out there. So here are a few of the tips that I have come across and things that I plan to do to avoid gaining weight this holiday season. The first thing that you need to do, number one, is not put off those weight loss and nutrition fitness goals that you have until after the new year, until January 1st. Seriously, start now. I know it may be challenging. I know it may be hard, but seriously, set those goals now and stick with them and make sure that they're SMART goals. And if you don't know what a SMART goal is, check out my other videos. I've got a video on that that'll get you set straight on how to make SMART goals. But get those goals going and get started with those and start working on it. Don't wait until after the new year. That would be tip number one. Tip number two would go right along with that, which is to make a plan. Make a plan for realistically with how busy your holiday season is going to be. How much can you commit to yourself to working out every single day? How much can you commit to a diet? How strict are you going to be? Don't be unrealistic. Don't say, you're only going to eat 1100 calories a day or something crazy like that, and there's no way you can maintain that. Then you'll just feel like a failure. Make sure you set realistic expectations for yourself. If you haven't been working out at all and all of a sudden you say you're going to work out 6 times a week, you're probably not going to maintain that. If you're new to working out and fitness, set a goal for 3 times a week, like 30 minutes a week. If you've been working out for a while, you work out about 3 to 4 times a week, maybe up it to make your goal 5 times a week to help combat those extra calories you're going to be getting from the different parties and things that you're going to and the treats and things that people are bringing to work. But yeah, definitely have a plan, not only for how many days a week you're going to work out, how many minutes, your nutrition, but what are your workouts going to be? What's that going to look like? And find somebody who can help hold you accountable. That is going to help you so much in the long run if you have somebody who can hold you accountable to your workouts. What I mean by that is just someone that you kind of report to every single day, or the days that you tell them you're going to work out and say, yeah, I got my workout in and maybe I felt like crud, but I still got it done. And on those days, we all know we're going to have those days when you don't have any energy and you don't have the motivation to do those workouts. Just commit to yourself ahead of time that no matter what, on the days that you're supposed to work out, you're going to work out for at least 10 minutes, because most of the time if you get started and you get through that first 10 minutes, you're probably going to work out longer. But just make that commitment to yourself that you're going to do at least 10 minutes of workouts. And as far as, continuing with making that plan, make sure you schedule your workouts like as if they were appointments, and something that you're really going to stick to. And I know it's an appointment simply to yourself, but you really do stick to it a lot better if you schedule it as an appointment. I know when I put it on my daily to-do list and I put an actual time to it, I do much better than when I just say, okay, I think I'm going to get my workout done at 5 o'clock. Well, then 5 o'clock comes around and I've got something else going on and I don't get it done. So definitely set it like an appointment, and then don't be late. Make sure you're there, make sure you're going and you're getting it done, wherever that may be. Now, my tip would be to work out from home during the holiday season, just simply because, number one, during the holiday season, money always seems to be a little bit more tight, and having to pay to go to a gym and all that. You could save money by working out at home. You can get videos from like Walmart or whatever, like Jillian Michaels 30-Day Shred, or any of her videos. They're great. Biggest Loser videos are awesome. Or invest in something a little bit more long term, like I'm doing Turbo Fire right now, and I absolutely love it. And I don't have to go back to a gym. I can do all that from my home. But the whole idea about doing it at home is you don't have to waste time driving from your house to another location. You don't need to waste the time that it takes in between the workout, like getting dressed or showering afterwards or any of that. You can just do it all from your own home. And it's a lot easier to get in and easier not to tell yourself, oh, I'm not going to do it, if you know that you're just going to press play down in your basement or your living area or whatever. Um, let's see, some more tips for how to avoid that holiday weight gain. Definitely when you're doing your grocery shopping, make sure that you keep healthy snacks on hand. So buy some things that are healthy, some some fruits, some veggies, things like that, so that you've got healthier options just in your home because people may be baking awesome cookies or things for you and you may be tempted. So definitely, have those other things on hand so that you're able to have healthier options. Limit yourself to one treat a day. So if you are absolutely, like if you're like me and you have a sweet tooth, definitely limit that to one a day and then make up for it later, either by extending your workout by a little bit or by, cutting your calories later on, but definitely account for that in your diet. Same thing with the beverages. When you're at parties and you're drinking, if you have a glass of wine or something like that, make sure you account for that in your calorie content because, you have 2, 3 drinks, that's equivalent to a meal in calories. So make sure that you pay attention to that. Make sure, in terms of if you're going to a holiday party, here's some tips just to leave you with. Number one, I know we're all tempted to wear like looser clothing because we know that we're going to splurge. Well, try the opposite this holiday season and wear something a little more form-fitting, maybe even with a belt, so that way, you're not going to want to eat as much. Focus on the socializing because that's what the holidays are all about. It's about getting to be with friends and family and just talking with them. Maybe make it your goal to learn something new about each person that you're talking to. You can still figure out new things, even about your family members that you never knew before, simply by talking to them. And then that takes the focus off of eating the different foods and snacks and things like that. And also, obviously we're all human. We're going to eat some of those different snacks. We're going to do some of those treats, but decide what is worth splurging on. Like my grandma makes this awesome chocolate pie, and I will splurge on that. I will eat that. But I don't need to eat the potato chips or the pretzels or the crackers or those sorts of things. So definitely, figure out what's worth splurging on and what you could have anytime. If there's something special, go ahead, have some of it. Don't make it a huge portion. Pay attention to your portion sizes. But if there's something special, then you should definitely take time to splurge on that. Just account for it later on in your workouts and all of those things. And in other tips you can do when you're at a party, grab a small plate, use the smaller plate, and don't go back for seconds with the snacks or even just with the meal. Don't go back for seconds. And when you are picking your foods for a main meal, try and keep half of your plate filled with fruits and veggies and about a quarter of your plate with protein and then a quarter of your plate filled with your starches or your carbs. Just kind of a good rule of thumb to keep in mind. Um, you know, Other than that, like I said, the last tip I have just is pretty much to learn how to say no politely, to say thank you so much, everything was great, but I just couldn't have any more. Because we all come to those limits, and there's no reason to eat until you're overstuffed. When you start feeling yourself get full, then you're done. You don't need to keep eating. And just because it's the holidays doesn't mean we need to make exceptions. A lot of times the weight that people put on during the holiday season, because it's not just a myth, people put on weight during the holiday season. They don't take that weight back off. And you don't want to be that person who's staring down January 1st and not happy with where they're at and mad at themselves for splurging too much over the holidays and now all of a sudden their clothes don't fit. So, go into the holidays with the right frame of mind, having that plan, knowing what to do when you're going to those parties, and just keep your focus on yourself, and your goals and what it is that you want to accomplish. So I hope that these tips help you out a little bit, and maybe they do, maybe they don't, maybe it's nothing you haven't heard before, but these are things that I'm going to be keeping in mind as I go into the holidays so that I can keep off the weight that I've worked so hard to lose. Thanks so much for taking a few minutes to listen, and I really hope that if you have any thoughts or feedback or any extra tips you want to add, that you will just comment right down here. Subscribe to my channel if you like what I have to say. Maybe you can even find me on Twitter. It's at Nicole Seek. Or you can send me an email if you have any thoughts or anything like that. Nicole.seek@gmail.com. Thanks again and happy holidays!